celebrating Sadhguruji's birthday. But what does it mean to us? I mean, my birthday doesn't get celebrated all over England. The reason is that nobody can connect to me. That's why they don't celebrate. And in this celebration, it is a time for us to contemplate on that, do we connect to Guru Nanak Sahib? As Mr. Kandola was sharing with you, the history from the Europe, what was happening at the time of Guru Sahib. In 1500, when he opened the slide, there was a revolution happened in India. From the land of Sultanpur, Guru Nanak engineered a tool and introduced a program for human psyche, psychological program embedded with the philosophy. It wasn't Buddhist philosophy, it wasn't Islamic philosophy, it wasn't Hindu philosophy, it was something new. And the pen he picked up to write our destiny was this one. This instrument is called Rabab. There are hundreds of different types of Rababs from the land of Iran, Persia, Arabic, other countries. You go to Egypt, they have their own one. Afghanistan, you've seen one who was played here, Afghani Rabab. Then there in India, we have 60 plus Rababs. Before Guru Nanak Sahib, Drupad Rabab, Sani Rabab, Kashmir's got its own, Nepal had its own, Bhutan had, Bengal, folk Rabab, and Punjab had its own Rabab, was known as Sani Rabab. But what happened in 1500, exactly at 1500, was this particular instrument was commissioned. The engineering of Guru Nanak is a different Rabab. There's a Rabab which gave a birth to a lot of instruments of India today, like sarod, for example. This is a 5-string instrument. But when I celebrate Guru Nanak Ji's birth, I have to think about these things. Can I connect to this? Is it still valuable to me? What is it in this for me? Why should I pick up and play? Why should I listen to Guru Nanak Ji? What's in it for me? We think, one way or another, we do think that we have kind of, like, we understand the philosophy of Guru Nanak Ji and teaching especially. I have to speak to you about teaching because you are in a temple of education, you are in school. See, when you will put a white color into red, then it's neither a white or red. It changed to a different hue altogether. So this is what happens to the education which Guru Nanak Ji gave it to us. His program was called Kirtan. That's what he introduced for humans to be happy, connected, amazing, healthy, psychologically and physically. And Mr. Kandola shared with you a recent incident also about the bullying. And that is not new stuff. Humanity was getting bullied by rich people, by powerful people. The Babur came into India bullying. Islamic institutions, Hindu institutions, they were bullying the community. And what did Guru Nanak Ji did? He introduced a program, empowering human psyche. His program is a psychological program. There is no philosophy out there. You go into study into Greek philosophy, you study different philosophies, you won't find this connection, finest combination when it comes to education for humans of psychology and philosophy. But somehow we get mistaken, you know, like the West got mistaken when East India Company captured India, especially Punjab. They wanted to understand these people are not atheists. They're not like a Buddhist. These are not Hindus. These are not Muslims. What is their strength? What is keeping them united and so composed, so composed? The last battle we did not win. Your ancestors destroyed companies after companies of East India. Companies were, in a day, like 5,000–6,000 soldiers were demolished. Your ancestors, how they were so composed and powerful. They didn't get bullied for at least 100 years odd so by the British Empire knocking on their window every day. You have to think about it. And that's how I connect to my Guru Nanak. He's my teacher. And I was not allowed to call him my teacher till I could prove it to my teacher in this education that I am learning something from him. So how do we connect? This is his instrument designed by Guru Nanak Ji, Rabab. But we are so advanced now. We have another guru, Google Guru. We go check everything on. But his philosophy was not just about telling us what was wrong and how to be healthy. He also taught us how to learn. That's why we are known as a Sikhs. You want to be just average? Okay, you done degree and some of you masters. Some of you probably a doctorate, research. Good job. Some will go into businesses. Some will hold the degrees of medical science but will not practice. Some will become a lawyer, then they want to run logistic companies. These things will happen. Is that all you want to do? Then you are fine with Western educational system. But there was another system by Guru Nanak introduced to us, which he says, if you ever get the chance to do Japji, read this. He said, Man jeeta jag jeet. If you want to win the world, 3 worlds of your physical, materialistic, and spiritual, if you do want to have a more from life, then let me share with you a program Guru Nanak Ji says. His program, as I said, if you mix white into red, it's not red, it's not white. And this is what happened with the British introducing. They mixed it together. Guru Nanak Ji, what they understood from church viewpoint. And we had a birth in 1850s, we have a birth of a new religion called Sikhism. And you're studying it in your religious education, the part of curriculum, you're going to have to understand it. It is their understanding about Guru Nanak. But in this, very cleverly, they mutate something for you. So you become service industry to them. So you die in World War I and 200,000 plus for them. You just know more than a textbook. So that you can serve them, what they did, they removed one beautiful thing called the philosophy of Nanak to the life, the psychological angle. So what we do, we go to Gurdwara, bow to Guru Sahib, matha take, have a prasad, listen to Gyanis doing something, and we don't connect, we don't understand, we don't know. Well, we try to read over there on the screen what it means. It means nothing actually. You can't relate to it. It means nothing. Because there was, today, Hukum of Guru came Tanasri Mahla Tija. It was not translated on the screen. You've been given half the story. And we're not waking up. We're not. Today, many of you, Rajatani, as you know, since 94, some of you were not even on planet Earth at that time. We started working not on performance. We don't want you to become singers. No, not at all. That was not what Guru Nanak Sahib wanted. You know, Mardana wanted to be a performer. He wanted to earn some money, some name. And Nanak Sahib said, let me give you something more. And he gave more. Then we bow to Baba Mardana Ji. His slok is in Sri Guru Nanak Sahib. We honor his contribution to what they made us. So it's a time for you to make the U-turn toward Sikhi. What Sikhi is? Pir Buddha Shah, who's a Muslim, Sufi saint. Sikhi allows him to practice his Islamic understanding. That's what Sikhi is. Guru is a Hindu. And he is a personal chef of Guru Gobind Singh Ji for 20 odd years. Sikhi, what does it do? Allows him to practice it as a Hindu. Sikhi does not interfere between how and what you want to call God. Your Nanak Ji, your Nanak Ji never said God is one. Never. That's a church. And it is okay. I'm not saying God is a two. But Guru Nanak Ji says everything is a Kartavya. What is without Kartavya? You, everybody, every living, dead, whatever exists is Kartavya. There's nothing else. But it was not about finding God. Nanak Ji never put you on that path to find God. He said, find yourself. It's not God which is lost to you. We are lost. And we get bullied by Babur. We get bullied by Aurangzeb. We get bullied by Abdali. So what we did, we built our state. You had a country, your own country. It was called the Desh Punjab, the most powerful country in the Southeast Asia, which even ruled Afghans. NATO, Russia, American forces could not even do that even nowadays. You did it, your ancestors did it. So what was it? Power in their sword? No. It's how they were made to think. You were turned into superhumans. Very healthy. Have you ever heard there's a Sakhi, the Nanak Ji had a flu? Have you ever had that Sakhi? No, he was the most traveled person. 28 years. He taught us how to be healthy. Never had a flu. You are concerned from Corona, which is okay in socially or in different culture here. Be safe, yes, of course. I'm going to introduce you to the sounds of that chord of your ancestors. This is the Rabab, which was played by Mardana Ji and given by Bebe Nanki, the sister of the Guru Nanak. Bebe Nanki Ji, do you know Bebe Nanki? She was like this tripod here, this stand, it's got 3 legs. I see Nanak's wisdom on 3 legs also. First was his mother, who gave him the space to grow the way he was. He was different, very, very different. He challenged everything, and she created that safe space. If you say, oh mom, I think I should become exterior designer. Mom, I'm gonna go to the kitchen, get the belana out and say, no, you're gonna become a doctor. Some of us don't have a leverage to have that space, but Nanak Ji were given a space in his house. I'm talking to you about freedom, your freedom. You're our future. You can cripple this entire planet, but you can make it free and beautiful and happy and healthy. Only you can do that. We can't. We're just trying. I came from London. My car was not starting. I was getting a little bit, okay, come on, like Uber is going to be too much to go to Wolverhampton. So get started. Because, why? Not that I'm going to get TRP today, although the Canadian and Indian media is calling, and I'll get TRP, I should be sitting in my office and doing those things. No. I have 2 daughters home, and I think we, as a community, the parents, are trying to do something different that we didn't have elaborated. Nobody introduced me to Rabab. I really had to work very hard, very, very hard to get hands to this instrument. And this is your second instrument. Guru Arjan Sahib, when he was 13 years of age, he created this instrument for you at Gurdwara Sahib. Many of you probably even haven't seen it before. Forget by hearing, listening to this. What is the use of pen if you don't know how to write? Then this is just musical instruments. If you want to entertain the world, then guitar is fine, no problem. Be a best pianist. Incredible violinist, that's okay. That's entertainment world. But if you're looking for inner attainment, if you're looking for a program of kirtan, then you need to mute music. And understand what makes music. Anybody have an idea? What makes music? Sound makes music. Where the sound comes from our emotions, from inside. When you had a cheesecake, the first spoon and it hit the spot and you go, what does that mean? When you fell in the ground and you had a raised knees and it's stinging, it's hurting, and you're screaming, what does that mean? You're not crying in Hebrew. You're not laughing in English. This is what Nanak Ji did. That's why what he said, we call it Gurmukhi. It had nothing to do with the Punjabi. Punjabi is thousands and thousands of years old, before Nanak Ji, Baba Sheikh Farid. Punjabi existed before, a very well-decorated language. Nanak Ji didn't use it. He didn't use Sanskrit, he didn't use Sanskrit, he didn't just use Persian. He created a new program for you, new philosophy, a brand new psychological framework. Some of you are going to become doctors in psychology. And what you're going to learn in your school, it is only 200-year-old stuff, 200 years. 551 years ago, your master, your Guru Nanak, gave you a phenomenal philosophy and psychology. I'm dealing with at least 24 psychologists, top-end psychologists in the States. And they got snapped with handling of Nanak Ji. How he handles your brain is just amazing. Can you imagine? He had one sitting with a cannibal, one sitting with Gurdwara, just one. Transformed. He had a one sitting with a Malak Pago. You can't handle Mr. Trump. That was the attitude, the narcissistic approach of Malak Pago. And what Nanak Ji did, one sitting, and it transformed. That's a psychological program. Don't you want to be phenomenal? Don't you want to be amazing? Do you just want to be just normal? Manas janam dulamba hai, ho nubaranga. Do something amazing, incredible. Look, making money, one day you will understand. You can have a session with Mr. Kandola probably, half an hour session, how to be rich. I think he will share a few things with you. That's not a difficult thing, how to be rich. Don't run after that. The richest person in Southeast Asia, you know who is till date? Guru Nanak. You can't sell his land even now in Pakistan. 700 villages. There is so much land. Amazing. Richness doesn't do anything. Khani te roti hai bache. Sona da khali lena tusi. Yeah? So let's think differently. I'm just going to introduce you very quickly to these two sounds from Guru Nanak's quote, Rabab. This is not a Afghani Rabab. This is not Saini Rabab. So purpose is different. Its process is different. I came here today to open a new window of a dialogue that we can talk about this. You know, we can challenge it and question it till we get to what we want. So I just want you to hear this. Don't listen to this as a musical day. Don't. Just sit down musical ear. Just close your eyes and just be. Let the sound carry you. Let's make the music a different way. Let it carry you where you can't be bullied, where you can't be stressed, where you can't be told what is wrong and right. Are you ready? In the presence of Guru, this will be the best way to celebrate. I said this yesterday to my daughter, and I would like to share this with you. What does a parent want from the children? That they are happy, that's it. And Guru Nanak Ji made it simple like this. What does Rabab want from you? If we are the children of the Rabab, what does Rabab want? You to be happy, that's it. That's a Nanak's religion. If there is, he says be happy, the happiest. And your Rabab is happy, then you will have everything. But if you are always grumpy and moaning and groaning, what will happen? Dad will say, "Here the company, then you won't get anything." And Rabab does the same thing. Sabna ka maapyo har aap. This is what the Guruji said. Sare da maa baap satguru. So I'm going to share very quickly a piece, a creation, a rag given to us by Guru Arjan Sahib. We made the rags. Guru Arjan Sahib the rag. I'm going to play for you, Rag Maj. And then I'm going to ask you to join, to tell you that people have been lying to you. No, not at all. Guru gave you different DNA, he changed you, and you're going to do it here with me in like 3 seconds, 4. Yeah? So we've got 10 minutes, and I'm going to finish it right on the time. Okay? In those days, there were no mics, and there were no walls. We don't really need mics, because I think your hearing works very good. Yeah? Is that okay? That's not the purpose. The purpose is keeping. And I would like you to join me with something beautiful. The beautiful from the land of Guru Nanak Sahib. The same God, we work on the same God. It's called Saaj, the longing. Longing for us to become. We want to be. And Guruji is preparing. Have you ever heard a name called Baba Buddhaji? So this Baba Buddhaji created this tune I'm going to share with you. Baba Buddhaji's tune, and it's so simple. All I want you to do is sing with me, okay? Just follow me somehow. Look, this is not jazz or rock or pop music. This is a different thing. When nothing will work, just remember, Baba Buddhaji used to hum this. Guru Nanak Sahib used to sing this with him. So this will come in handy. When nothing else works, this will. So join me and understand how simple, straightforward, how clear it was for us to keep them. Guru didn't make it difficult. Look, you have a book at home, right? Or internet, all the syllabus, all the curriculum is available. Why do you have to go to Gurdwara? Why do you have to go to school? Why do you have to go to tuition? So that you know how to make difficult things simple. And this is what Guru Sahib did. Made what people thought was, right? I don't have a time. And that I don't have a time disconnected people. So let's connect ourselves. The words I'm going to use are two words from Guru Sahib. Satnam, Vaheguru. Will you remember this, or do we need to put it on the screen? It's not big lyrics, right? So Satnam and Vaheguru. So join me. Guru Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Satnam, Satnam, Satnam Ji, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Come on, here we come on. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam Ji, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, I hope you will remember this. This was the very first tune told to me by my teachers in the Gurdwara. That this is Baba Buddha that used to do this Satyanam, Satyanam. By the end of the Rabab, we used to have waiting for prasad, we used to sing this. Remember this. Guru Arjan Sahib used to sing this. And it's got magic in it. All you have to do is let go, just relax. Before you go to sleep, close your eyes. And for a minute or so, Satyanam, Satyanam, Satyanam Ji, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Then see how your cognitive behavior changes. Your cognitive functions, how you will logically will turn things into amazing things. Amazing. So understand, please take a step towards psychology and the philosophy of Nanak Ji's offering. That's what we have in Sikhi. Ask a question. Let's start a conversation. Let's pick up the Rabab. Let's understand the Kirtan. Not from Western angle. Not from Wolverhampton's culture. Not London's culture. It's not about culture. It's not about where we live. It's about what we want to become. So I hope that you will take benefit and will jump over this line that I do not want to be normal. I want to be the superhuman. I want to be special. I've been gifted this life and I'm going to become an amazing being. And make my guru, Kartapurk, make my parents, my community, my world so proud. Thank you so much. You've been singing for so long. But to all of you, Vadanya, congratulations on Guru's Guru. And I hope today, during the day, you will try to connect with the Guru. That why do I celebrate Guru Nanak Ji? Who is he to me? What's in it for me? Whatever he's offering. And I think that will create a very decent transaction between today and tomorrow. So until we meet again in future, stay happy and keep the social distance. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.